early. Let's go, guys. Hope we can hit a Wawa on the way so I can fill this up. Hey. Huh? Are you kidding me? Did they leave without me again? The nerve.
Alright.
Who are you?
The stranger sent me to give you a ride because he figured they would leave you behind.
I guess I won't question it. But yeah, I gotta give them a piece of my mind. Let's go.
Here.
A little hard to shoot with the light in my eyes, but we are on our way to Oklahoma City once again.
Yeah, something's bugging me on the way here.
What's that?
Did we forget something? I thought we did.
Did we?
Yeah, I'll say you forgot something.
Sorry about that.
Hey, stranger.
How's it going? I feel like I'm missing something there.
Maybe. You're missing me, that's for sure. I know you don't like me all that much.
I have no problem with you.
Erie, what's going on?
I'll explain later.
Okay. Hey, anyway, let's get going. I'm ready to go buy some stuff.
Yeah, again, sorry about leaving you behind. I knew we were forgetting something, but something happened. I guess it was just all the stress we were having.
It must be you hit your head or something, but that's all right.
Yeah, it's possible.
Let's go. Whee!
You okay there, bunny head?
I will be. Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can hear you.
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? There's forest in yellow and... Wait. There's something in yellow and foresty. What's that other adjective?
No, I forgot.
Whose nautical nonsense be something you wish?
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Something and blood like a fish. SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants. Oh man, my scratchy ass voice cannot hit that note, nor remember the words apparently. So, what you looking for while we're out there? Anything specific?
Myself, whatever catches my eye, I'm not really specifically looking for anything because unlike Erie over here, I'm not I like to look for books, I like to look for movies, but I don't specifically go looking up for some of them.
Oh, okay. I feel that. Oh, what about you? Don't tell me you're gonna pass up an opportunity to pick up some Beer Factory CDs if you find them.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to keep my eye out for those. I don't know if those same exact ones are still going to be there or not, but yeah, definitely going to be looking for, definitely going to keep an eye out for those. I actually am a little bit more focused this time around. Like, there are specific bands, and I'm not going to, a little bit shaky there. Not that that's an issue, just the way the road is, because it's very hilly. But, yeah, I've actually got some things that I'm looking for specifically this time, so it's going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to say what those bands are, but yeah, there are some bands that I'm wanting to collect for. My current goal this time is to not try to replace anything. So anything that I was thinking of replacing in my collection be, maybe it was a game with a label that's torn up, or if it's a CD that I had from in the past that's too scratched and I want a cleaner copy. I'm not going to be doing any of that this go around. It's going to be 100% stuff I've never had in my collection before. I'm not going to look for games as closely because the retro gaming bubble is just absolutely insane right now. So a lot of sought after and rare games are like almost double the price, and I am not putting up with that. So there's no point. What's up, Candy? Find something?
Yeah, that Lacuna Coil live album that you were looking for?
Yes.
Oh, right. We didn't even say where we are. Where are we?
At Guest Room Records.
Oh, right. Awesome.
Oh, there we go.
What? Find something?
Yeah, a couple Foo Fighter albums.
Cool, cool. Hey, you want to know something I just noticed? Why, what's up? Whenever you have to wear a mask, it's a lot easier for us to be on camera together. That's interesting. Yeah, I wonder how that works. Weird. Okay, so this time at Guest Room Records, there was actually a lot more stuff that caught my attention this time as opposed to the last time we came out here. And so first, found what Candy Bones pointed me out to, which was the Lacuna Coil live DVD and CD. This just came out not too long ago, and it's really, really cool. It's got a lot of really cool stuff on it. So missed the pre-order, but it's cool to find that CD there. Also,
You don't drop it.
Brett helped me find this. I've been trying to collect all of the K-Flay, albums anytime I see one because I'm just a big fan. This is not her newest album, but the second most recent. Well, then again, she's had like 4 EPs since then. She's done a bunch of side stuff. But yeah, this is like her, technically like the most recent full length, really. I was really excited to find this, especially for $5. Yes.
And then mine's not as big, but I found 2 Foo Fighter albums. One's a self-titled, the other one is Nothing Left to Lose. I'm not a big of a music nerd as him, so I can't tell you too much about them.
I don't know too much about them either, but I know like both of them have like a lot of hits on them, if I remember correctly, especially Nothing Left to Lose. I think the title track on that one was like a pretty big deal.
I guess I listened to them a little bit, but I mean, they're one of the ones I listened to growing up, so they've got a kind of special place in my heart.
Yeah. All right, on to the next place.
Yay! Kickapoo!
I always find that funny because Tenacious D. Have you ever seen The Pick of Destiny?
I've seen clips and bits of it.
Erie, if you find Tenacious D in The Pick of Destiny, you're buying it.
But what if I don't feel...
You're buying it! And Brad will watch it.
Okay.
New World Comics and Games, huh?
Yeah. Definitely.
Surprisingly, Brad didn't find anything in New World Comics this time. Then again, that location was definitely more comic-oriented than board game-oriented. But here he found a couple of things.
Yep, the Nightmare Before Christmas manga. Hear me talk like I'm from Minnesota. And the Batman Who Laughs. I've been hearing a lot about Dark Knight Metal, and this is kind of part of that. It's not included in Dark Knight Metal, it's just kind of a little bit of an offshoot, delves more into the Batman Who Laughs character, which is literally a combination of the Batman and the Joker. It's an Elseworld sort of situation where I think Batman kills the Joker and inherits the Joker's madness in some way. Something like that, I don't know, I'll correct it later after I look it up on Wikipedia or something. There it is. Oh, there you go, moving again. I'm the one editing this. Why does the stuff just bounce around the screen? Anyway, whatever. You probably read it. Anyway, so yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. I'm not huge on graphic novels, but I do enjoy them, and I'm definitely consider myself a very casual fan of Batman. So this is definitely cool to have in the collection, and can't look forward to reading that.
Wow, this is one of the biggest finished stocks I've ever seen. You find anything yet?
No, not really.
Boo. Oh, look at that. Brad seems to have found himself a stack of movies.
Yeah, vintage stocks usually have more for me than I usually think or expect.
So Erie couldn't find anything, but you got a great big stack there.
Yeah, I'm sad he couldn't find anything, but it's vintage stock. And even though it was the biggest one we've ever seen, it's always a hit and miss.
Very true, very true.
But got a hold of some more Foo Fighters.
Very cool, very cool.
Who is calling me now?
Edit time.
No one I hear.
Maybe they were asking about your car's extended warranty. I'm undead and I'm getting those calls. Screw that, we're not editing that part out.
Either that or single ladies near you. I've actually had one of those calls. That was fun. But I'm actually glad to have found this one because of track 1 there, Something from Nothing. Because I heard it on The Edge a couple years ago, and that was a good song. I liked it.
That looks like a newer one too. Oh, what about that? Oh, that one right there. That one's, was that their first?
I don't know.
One of their first. I'd look it up. That one's a classic one from them. It was early on in their career, I know that for sure.
But aside from that, got a bunch of movies.
Yeah.
Got Spaceballs.
Oh yes, comedy classic. Mel Brooks is a genius.
They went what? Lucy. Even though that one was a bad movie, I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, from those I've heard who've watched it, they thought it was entertaining enough.
I'll
Lip sync, get correct.
I'll save that one for last because you're gonna like that one. Also, then got Red vs. Blue seasons 9, 10, and 11.
Does that put you at all of them?
No. Last time I checked, there were 15 seasons.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Rooster Teeth went really big in this.
Yeah, that's true. That's what got them big.
I think this is actually an actual movie.
Yeah, I remember something about that.
And then lastly, the one you wanted Erie to get, but I found it first. Tenacious D, The Pick of Destiny.
Awesome!
Yeah, I was like, might as well check to see if they have it. Went right to the T section of the movies, and it's right there.
Perfect.
They had like 4 copies of it. So
Great. That's another comedy classic. And it even got Erie to like Jack Black. Yeah, that is why. Because I found out about him after he was like already stupid popular.
yeah.
So it's like I didn't really get the appeal, and then I saw that. I was like, okay, now I get it. Exactly.
How the past couple days been treating you?
They've been. I am very confused. Because first thing was Erie and I were on a boat to Luca to see a blitzball game, and then he ended up in a pocket dimension after a massive bout with depression, and then I joined him there, and then we played Kingdom Hearts, and then the timeline got even more messed up from there. At first I thought it was playing Chrono Trigger that messed them all up, but no, there's a whole lot more to it.
You have some crazy adventures, my friend.
Yeah, and they're a lot more confusing than they used to be. We gotta put the timeline back together, and already we're missing episodes. Hey, where are we going now?
Barnes & Noble. Bookstore.
I know what it is. Any particular reason?
Maybe I have more books for the book hoard. Books for the book god.
Well, okay then. Hey, what's the big idea leaving me in a hot truck all by myself? That's Reaper abuse.
Is it? Is it really though?
I think so. Anyway, what have you got there?
It's a bunch of books.
Well, you did just come out of a bookstore. And Erie didn't find anything again this time.
They're primarily books, and he's not much of a reader.
That is very true.
Like I've seen him read 3 books in front of me at any given point.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, let's get in the truck and show me what you got.
So, first off, as most everything, every time I find there, I usually end up finding a D&D book.
Which is surprising, given how many you already have.
They keep coming out with new ones with 5th edition, and this is one of them. Looks to be like a carnival-esque thing that deals with the Feywild. So,
interesting.
The Sealy and non-Sealy thing.
I remember hearing about that one.
Yeah, me and Erie tried to watch the anime. He didn't really care for too much.
No, I didn't. Shut up! You're not on screen.
But yeah, it's volumes 1 through 8, so they had they had all there. I'm like, okay, might as well.
That's a lot of manga. Yeah, almost had anime. Different thing.
I mean, if you saw the library at home, you would be saying that. The one I'm actually happy to have found was volume 15 of this. This is so hard to find in the Barnes & Nobles out in Tulsa. I was like, I saw this and I was like, yes, thank you. And now, I can almost complete the collection.
Wow, always cool to complete a collection.
Or complete what's out there. And I'm pretty sure that is what's out there. And of course, the most recent plus-sized elf, volume 7.
Aha, I see.
Anime's, or manga, Japanese stuff is weird.
Yeah. So that's everything, right?
No.
What?
There's 6 more books. Come on, man. I had a haul. And then these 4 light novels of the alchemist who survived now dreams of a quiet city life. I had the first 2 manga volumes, but sadly, I don't think they're going to come out with any more manga, and so I have to swap over to the light novel. I'm kind of upset about that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then the last 2, I just saw these and I was like, okay, might as well give them the chance to... Well, it looks like it's going to be kind of grimdark, but the main character is a paladin who's trying to keep wizards from summoning demons and shit. So I was like, might as well give it a shot.
Kinda sounds like Diablo.
I'll find out when I eventually get to it. Yes.
I've been meaning to ask. So, where does the stranger go when he's not possessing you?
The who?
The stranger. You know, when he's possessing your body and controlling you. Where does he go when he's not there? Like right now, do you know where he is? I'm just curious. And how does it feel when he is controlling you? Do you feel anything?
The who and the what?
He doesn't know. Really? Okay, so have you seen our show When Games Happen? Stranger's been in it as like in your body.
The what show?
When Games Happen. When he watches When Games Happen, listen, when Brad watches When Games Happen, he thinks he's watching some other web show. I don't know why. It's something the way the stranger handles things just makes things it just makes things a little bit more complicated, I guess. Yeah, there you go. I thought you said you were going to explain that. Just did. Okay. Stop putting the camera on you. No one wants to watch you.
That's kind of mean.
I know, but most people are watching his stuff for me. Wow. Here we are at the Mule, like you guys went to last time.
Yep.
So what's that beer you got right there for me?
You got Elk Valley Latte Nemesis Imperial Stout.
Lovely. Now get to pouring.
Aye, master.
I can get used to you calling me that.
Really not.
Sounds like you're kind of taking advantage of this situation, Candy. Shut up, you're not on screen. Okay, well, open up. Yeah, you might like this. It tastes a little bit like your Voodoo Ranger. Unfortunately, I don't remember what it's called, though.
So, that's where Erie went into?
Yep.
Trolley stop?
Yep.
Record store, huh?
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep.
That's where he was supposed to get the Fear Factory albums, but instead bought Spine Shank, right?
Yep.
You better not make that same mistake again.
I'll try to make sure he doesn't.
So, while we're sitting here, tell me about that monster Masume.
I think I can do that, yeah.
How can you read that stuff?
It's funny.
Oh, funny, he says. That's the word he uses.
It is! Like, remember you see some of the situations they get into.
Hey, hush. Ear's coming back. Hey, if you found Fear Factory, You better have picked it up. I did. Good. Now show me what you got.
Okay, so I found this. It was brand new still, which is kind of amusing. You usually don't find brand new stuff like this at a place like that. This is an older band. This is an older album. A band called Nothing Face. I remember them from back on MySpace. I kind of took a stab in the dark with this one because I don't remember what they sound like, but I remember them being associated with bands that I really, really liked. So I imagine this is more along the lines of post-hardcore / metalcore, or maybe just screamo of some sort, because this is exactly the style of the time. You're literally looking at everything on MySpace back in 2007. Okay, and yes, I did find some Fear Factory. This is a special Australian tour EP from 2001, so this is somewhat early in their career, not too early, because they started like in the mid-90s actually, but this is still pretty early for them. They hadn't adopted one of their iconic logos yet, so this is still kind of cool to have. They didn't have a lot of Fear Factory because the other two releases I found were actually just singles. I almost picked them up because they had some neat remixes, but I decided not to. Anyway, so this is Hate Files. So this is a full-length album from them, so I did pick that up. But I'm going to have my eye out for any more Fear Factory when we go to next vintage stock or whatever. Dredge. Dredge is a band that Eric Johnson had actually gotten me into when their band Chuckles and Mr. Squeezy came out. He and I listened to that album a ton. So this is Dredge. This is another one of their albums. I don't remember what it's called. El Cielo? I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not too familiar with this album. I know I've heard a little bit of it before. I'm a little bit more familiar with this one. Catch Without Arms. It's got some really interesting stuff. I mean, it's very intricate alternative rock. It's definitely some really, really cool stuff. A classic Mudvayne album. The End of All Things to Come. I'm going to keep my eye out for any and all Mudvayne as well, because Mudvayne, and they're coming back. I'm so excited. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, another thing about Eric Johnson, he actually gave me the book for this, for Lou Reed's The Raven, his Lou Reed's take on Edgar Allan Poe's famous poem. Eric Johnson got me the book that goes with this album. So it's like, I've never actually listened to this one, so it's like, yeah, I saw that, and I do like Lou Reed, so I'm like, I might as well grab it, because I usually don't see this album in the wild that often. So that's what I picked up from Trolley Stop.
Hey, maybe we could put some of this in that episode. Maybe. It depends. I'll make Erie edit this one. That's fine. Because you made me edit the last one. That's fair. Yeah, I'm going to totally make you edit this one. I'm already cool with that. Yeah, you better. Yep, that's perfectly fine. I never said I never had any animosity or ambivalence towards editing this video. It's perfectly fine with me. Yeah, but you seem to have ambivalence about friggin' filming and editing new episodes of the show. Oh, come on, that's not even fair. You know, a lot of stuff's been happening in the world and with us and outside of the canon of the show. Oh, we're breaking the fourth wall now. My head hurts. And that's pretty amazing when a skull that does not have a functioning organ of a brain, and it still feels like my brain is about to jump out my head.
My head's been hurting since the start of this conversation.
All right, another vintage stock. Hopefully Erie finds something this time.
Hopefully.
Find any good music yet?
No, not yet, but I'm looking.
I see you got some games there.
Yep, I'm going to show you those before long.
Good. Progress.
Yeah, I can kind of see the reason why the stranger doesn't really like you.
Oh, that's not why. He doesn't think I'm as powerful as he is, or anywhere near. But context matters.
So, what is the stranger, anyways?
He's a multi-dimensional god of neutrality or something like that.
That would probably explain why I... What were we talking about?
Okay, it makes sense now. You were right. Oh, hey, Charlie.
Again? At the same finish stock?
Well, not quite. I'm here this time.
That makes it worse. You realize that, right?
Alright, was that so bad?
I mean, no one got sucked into an alternate dimension this time, so there's that, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you didn't get anything this time. I wanted to see what you got from the last video. But Erie forgot to shoot that.
I also forgot what I bought.
But you didn't buy anything this time.
Nah, nothing really came out, but that's fine because, you know, I'm going to like make a note not to come back here again and find a different place that you maybe don't know about.
We'll still find you. We'll still hang out. It'll be great.
Yeah.
All right, Candy, that's enough.
No, wait, come on.
Bye.
All right, so after 2 vintage stocks, we're gonna show you what we got.
That's right. Erie, you should go first anyway. Since Brad got a lot more before you did. But you've got a bunch more stuff in those bags you got.
Absolutely. All right, so starting off, found the first Coil Chamber album, self-titled. Glad to find that because I have a couple of the other ones. And I also found a sort of rarities and B-sides collection. Well, giving the devil his due. This one I didn't even know existed, but it's got some neat stuff on here. I'm looking forward to hearing those remixes and some of those demos. Also found Mudvayne, the new game. Isn't that right? Yep, Mudvayne, the new game. Another Horror Pops album. I was happy to find this because I didn't know about this album, but Horror Pops is a great rockabilly horror punk band. Glad to find that. And a movie that I've been wanting as a Blu-ray for a while, happened upon it. The Book of Eli. Great movie.
That it is.
And a few games finally. Time Crisis 2. Been looking for more games that use the GunCon controllers, so that's good to have. Time Crisis 2. Still have a good copy of Time Crisis 3. This one I haven't found in complete in box in quite a while, so I was glad to find this for a fairly decent price. Odibusha Blade Warriors, which was basically Capcom's attempt at making Smash Brothers, but using characters from their own franchises, like Odibusha, and I think there's a couple of Mega Man characters in here, and they stand out like a sore thumb against the feudal Japan sort of situation, and it's ridiculous, but it's a ton of fun. And I've never actually played it, but I know it's good. And Legend of K Anniversary Edition, because I mean that's a decent price for this classic, this remaster of well, not necessarily a classic, but I mean it was from the PS2 and Xbox era, and it was remastered some years ago, and this is not a bad price for that. I love my old school collectathon platformers. I do want to make it quick, my battery is low. Then I found another one from Mudvayne, Lost and Found, which is it was like one of their biggest ones, I believe. If not their number one biggest, it's the one that has Happy on it. So this is definitely an important release for Mudvayne, and I've been looking for that specific one for a while. It's not uncommon, but it's like each time I found it, I just didn't buy it for some reason, but this time I wasn't passing it up. And I did not know there was a DVD, or at least I had forgotten there was a DVD. DC Talks Welcome to the Freak Show. I've listened to this album so many times. This is like one of my favorite live albums of all time from one of my favorite acts of all time. And this was a kind of a legendary show for contemporary Christian music, because still no one makes contemporary Christian music that sounds like this. So, I mean, and yeah, I will fight you on that. No one does. So I'm looking forward to seeing this live after listening to it for so many years. And another one from Mudvayne. Now, Mudvayne had another DVD that had like music videos and some behind-the-scenes stuff. This is actually a live album after LD40. So this is like them pretty much playing LD40 live, effectively. So it's like this is also like really exciting. This is early Mudvayne and a live performance. I did not know this is DVD just either. And Korn. I think this was the first live DVD they made. I'll look it up and I'll put it somewhere, hopefully in the bottom left-hand corner, and hopefully it stays there. Yeah.
So, you never know, the Norgals might take it.
Well, the thing is whenever I edit in information, it just ends up going all over the screen just because it wants to do that.
The Nurgles, man.
It's covering up my eyes now. It's covering up my eyes right now. That's great. That's great. Okay, anyway. Another one from Korn, and this is obviously after Brian Walsh had been out of the band. So this is them playing. This was them touring to promote "See You on the Other Side." So this is like their older stuff. So this is mostly to promote their first couple of albums. Because I've noticed most of these albums, most of the songs that are on from this show are actually from their first album, self-titled. So this one's got mostly a lot of stuff from See You on the Other Side, but it's also got a lot more stuff too. So it's an interesting little snapshot of their career. That's what I got from the 2 vintage stocks.
My turn. So my haul from the last 2 vintage stocks: Offspring, Rise and Fall, Raging Grace. Probably the one I do the most. Let's see. Yep. Let's try not to keep both at the same time. Foo Fighter, Skin and Bones. Again, Foo Fighters got a special place in my heart. Been there the whole time. Let's see. Wasting Light. Let's see. Offspring, Smash. Yeah, I'm just gonna list them off because, again, I'm not the music nerd. He is.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you said this is the newest one?
Yep, that's the newest one. Let the Bad Times Roll. The title track on that's great.
And then I also got Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer, because it's all Schwarzenegger, and why not watch one of the classics? Sentence of a Bookworm. This one's manga translated into anime. About a person who gets reincarnated in a world, or like a bookworm reincarnated into a world that only the nobles have books, and so she's trying to make books so that she can read more books.
Oh, I think you remember you telling me about that one.
It's a girl after my own heart.
Right.
And of course, Brendan Fraser's Deadly Do Right, because
oh wow, it's been forever since I heard about that movie.
yeah, I saw it, I'm like, okay, I gotta have it. It's Brendan Fraser.
It's a classic comedy.
Exactly. And then, of course, Starship Troopers, the trilogy, because
An infamous classic comedy. Unintentional comedy.
yeah, because what's more funny than making fun of a fascist, right? Would you like to know more?
The funny thing with Starship Troopers, it tried to be so serious, but it was so unintentionally corny is what made it actually really funny.
Well, 1 and 3 were.
I thought the first one was terrible, personally.
2 was a lot worse. A lot worse.
And I only saw bits and pieces because my dad was watching it.
3 Marauders was alright. That one delved way too much into religion for my tastes. There was also a animated movie and then one other one. This one shouldn't be my proud, or like the pride of my collection, but I had to get it. Space or Ultramarines, a Warhammer 40k movie. Doom Annihilation for the Warhammer universe. If you know what a Doom Annihilation the movie is, you'll know how bad this would be.
Spoiler alert, that means people think it's bad. Very bad.
But I had to watch it because one, I wanted to know how bad it was because I've seen a couple people tear into it like no tomorrow. But again, it's also Warhammer. I just love my Grimdark. But aside from that, Justice League Season 1 and Season 2 from the animated series. I was hoping to get Justice League Unlimited, but I can work with this too. It's not a bad haul.
And for our last stop, we're going to GOT Games, right?
I'm sorry.
What?
They're closed.
What do you mean they're closed?
They closed like an hour or two ago.
What? How did we miss that? How did you mess that up, Erie? I blame you for this. I'm sorry I had to drop this year's hottest mixtape. The label wouldn't leave me alone. Oh, shut up with you and your mixtapes. I am gonna shove a mixtape right